So Lulu Wilson is back as the title character Becky in the sequel to Becky, Wrath of Becky. Now, is this Becky any good? And can I say Becky anymore? Let's find out. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome to a new movie review. Yes, 2023's Wrath of Becky. Now, this film here is a sequel to 2020's movie Becky, which saw Lulu Wilson star in the title role, going up against Kevin James, none other than, in an out-of-character role for him, in which he was a prisoner who's escaped, and she's at her lodge with her father. The father gets killed and she goes on a murder spree, killing those who have killed her father. Now, in this 2023 sequel, which comes as directed by Matt Angel and Suzanne Coote, and written by Matt Angel, Suzanne Coote and Nick Morris. Nick Morris having worked on the first movie. We see Lulu Wilson reprise the role of Becky. We catch up with her a few years later. She's been now in and out of the system, in different foster homes, but always finds a reason to depart and go elsewhere. And we catch up with her living with this old black woman who's just sort of taken her in and helped her out, and she helps her. And she's got a job in a cafe, waitressing, and lo and behold, these three individuals come in, and they're part of this neo-Nazi hate group who have come to town for a rally. They kind of upset her, she upsets them. They follow her home, they kill the old woman, and thus begins the start of her on another murder spree. All while we've got this key, the key that came from the first film, if you recall that, still not knowing what is going on with this key. Now, I enjoyed the first Becky film. It was a lot of fun. It was great seeing Kevin James play against type, and this film sticks with that kind of a motif in that it stars none other than Sean William Scott as the primary antagonist. You may know him from the American Pie movies as Stifler, and more recently he was in season 3 of the Lethal Weapon TV series. I don't think we've seen much of him since. The film does have other cast members also, but these are the primary two, Lulu Wilson and Sean William Scott. Like the first film, this film is is rated 18, and it does offer up a hell of a lot of violence, a lot of visceral violence in your face, with this young girl committing these murders and enjoying it. Yes, she's kept herself busy over the years that she's been in and out of foster home. She's kept herself fit. She's kept herself kind of Rambo-ish, shall we say. She's put herself through the paces, and she still knows how to handle herself. So she has a dog in this one as well, as she did. And yeah, the hate group take her dog and all this sort of a thing. And she's out there. She's just doing what she does. So this film has come out of nowhere for me. I knew nothing about it until I saw it drop, and bloody hell, is that a sequel? I was like, is that a sequel to the first one? It's got to be. Is it the same girl? It is the same girl. Again, I knew nothing about this. And the film it's essentially the same as the first film. It gives you pretty much the same sort of thing. You know, bad guys, young girl goes up against them, and, you know, in Home Alone fashion, she sets traps, she kills them and all this sort of thing, only to great visceral, violent effect, bloody effect as well. Film's not going to win any Oscars. It's pretty short. It's about 83 minutes, so it's a very finite runtime. It's not very long whatsoever, but it doesn't overstay its welcome, and the pacing is fantastic in it. Now, as for the soundtrack, it gave me vibes of Spider-Man No Way Home. I'll be honest with you. There was elements of it that just sort of harked back to that, but I didn't bother taking a look and see who'd done the soundtrack for this film, much to my dismay. But there we go. But it's a violent 120-minute short film that's a lot of fun, much like the first one was. The first one is a film that I have in my collection, and I'll gladly pick this one up on physical media as well. The film does set itself up for a potential third outing as well, because there's still a mystery surrounding the key, and it leads into sort of like, shall we find out about what this key actually leads to and what it's about, while we see Becky getting recruited, shall we say, into another auspicious organisation. It's a fine film. It's a fine film. It does what the tin says. It's violent, it's fun, it's well paced, like the first one. So if you enjoyed the first Becky film, this film is certainly for you. If you haven't seen the first Becky film, I'd highly recommend it. If you just want an hour and a half of nonsense, violence, fun, and then follow up with this one. Good time to be had. So that's me with my quick review for The Wrath of Becky. Decent movie. Enjoyed it. And I shall see you all later. Take care all. Goodbye.